was on the Garrett and Justin Triggered podcast the other night, and Garrett said, you know what would be neat if you made a video about what's on your Netflix queue? So, what is on my Netflix queue? What is on my Netflix My List, as they call it? Now, some of these I've already watched and just forgot to take off my list. Some are actually series that I'm in the middle of watching, and others are things that I want to watch in the future. The Moaning of Life. I've already watched this series and it's hilarious, but I think I like An Idiot Abroad more, which stars the same guy, which also used to be on Netflix, and it isn't on there anymore, which is weird. But yeah, the show stars Carl Pilkington, who is hilarious, dry humor, always in a bad mood. It's basically a travel show. Think Anthony Bourdain's No Reservations with someone who actually does not want to be there. The Farthest, Voyager in Space. I've also seen this one already. It's a documentary about the Voyager space probes that were launched in 1977. It chronicles the engineering, the science, the golden record, the mission, the purpose, and the overall ship-in-a-bottle message to the cosmos that the Voyager missions were and still are. If you don't know much or anything about Voyager, I cannot recommend this enough. It's one of my favorite scientific endeavors in history. The Fighting Season. I've only seen one episode of this series so far, and I like it. It's kind of a boots-on-the-ground perspective of America's longest war. I'll have to keep watching it. I tend to prefer these style of war documentaries rather than a big, broad, narrated kind of thing, because this is realistic, gut-wrenching, and that's important. I can't really recommend The Fighting Season yet, but if you want to watch an amazing documentary that I do recommend, highly recommend, watch Restrepo. The Great British Baking Show Masterclass. That's actually my wife's. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I actually have not watched Guardians of the Galaxy 2 yet. It's been sitting on my list since it became available on Netflix. I'll eventually get around to watching it at some point. National Park Adventures. I have not watched this one yet either, but I love America's National Park System. I have an annual pass, and if you couldn't tell by my Grand Circle video I uploaded a little while ago, this stuff is near and dear to my heart. I'm excited to see what this short 42-minute documentary has to say. Mission Control, The Unsung Heroes of Apollo. Again, I have not watched this one yet either, but I have obsessed over America's space program and the Apollo moon missions forever. It's almost like Star Wars for me. I don't know when my love for it started. It's just always been there. The problem with Apollo documentaries for me is that it's hard for them to say something new. You know, I've seen so many Apollo documentaries, and for the most part, they're all very similar. It's all kind of been covered. I've already seen it. So I'm excited to see if there's anything new and interesting in this one that focuses more on mission control itself. The Mars Generation. I watched this one a few months ago. It was okay. I was expecting some epic inspiration and it didn't really do much for me. I can see how it would be entertaining for kids. It seems like the kind of thing that a teacher might show their students, which, if that's the case, that's pretty neat. The Last Man on the Moon. This is a really good one. A sad one, a bittersweet one. Gene Cernan was a part of Gemini 9A, Apollo 10, and Apollo 17. Apollo 17 was the last time humans set foot on the moon in 1972. The documentary is kind of a biography of Gene Cernan himself, his love for exploration, why he got into what he was into, and how he's pretty damn disappointed that the United States didn't continue to push humans into exploring interplanetary space after Apollo. It's a really good documentary about one of my heroes. White Christmas. This is my favorite Christmas movie. I guess I forgot to take it off the list after Christmas. Planet Earth 2. I've only seen 3 episodes so far, but I love it. I'm blown away by every single shot, just completely blown away by the quality of the production and imagining how difficult it was. Fascinating stuff, man. I've seen all of the first Planet Earth series, and I liked it just as much. If you've never seen any of the Planet Earth stuff, you need to check them out. They have completely changed the nature documentary game. Cosmos. Surprisingly, I have not seen all of the Neil deGrasse Tyson Cosmos series. I've only seen 3 or 4 episodes. I'm currently watching it right now. I've always loved the original Carl Sagan Cosmos series, but this new one is just as good. There's a little bit more information because we have more knowledge. Tyson is a great host, just as Carl Sagan was, and I cannot wait to keep watching. I love space stuff, if you can't tell. I guess I didn't really realize how much of my Netflix list was space related. Star Trek: The Next Generation. I'm in the middle of season 5, I believe. I've been slowly sipping on some TNG for a few years like fine wine. I love this show so much. It's just such a smart show. Really makes you think about the future. I think the reason I have such rose-colored glasses on when I think about the future of humanity is because of TNG. If you've never seen it, start watching. The West. I'm a big Ken Burns fan. I think he makes the best documentaries ever, but for whatever reason, The West passed me by. So I'm excited to get it started. Into the Inferno. I like Werner Herzog documentaries, so I'll probably like this one as well. It's about volcanoes and the folks who study volcanoes. And of course, The Clone Wars, which I've been slowly going through, as you guys know. It's way better than I thought it would be. I'm enjoying it way more than I thought I would, and I'm excited to keep pushing. All right, let me know what's on your Netflix My List in the comment section below. And if you think I should add anything to mine, toss it down there too. HelloGreedo, out.